everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Dirt, Grain, and Steel. So, this morning, we got the feller buncher, and we're cutting some trees out of the way along the river because my buddy Jimmy is going to be bringing a drag line, and he's going to be digging some out of the river right here to get some sand to fix a low spot in the levee, and then he's going to be digging on the ditch project that we've been working on. So, going to get these trees out of the way for him so he don't have to mess with any trees. All he's got to do is bring a drag line in and start digging. Swing motor's kind of getting a little noisy in this buncher for some reason. I'm going to have to investigate that. Not sure why. I might have to go find a new swing motor for it. I gotta get a different angle for this tree. It's not the smoothest riding thing in here. It's not the easiest cutting ditch bank trees and river bank trees with a feller buncher because they're so twisted up and they're oddly shaped. You know, a feller buncher, you know, they were made for managed timber stands. Well, I shouldn't say managed, but straight trunk trees. I mean, you can use them for hardwood trees that have oddly shaped trunks, but they were really intended for, you know, pine trees and stuff like that. Mow a little bit of this out of here too, just to get rid of it. The feller buncher's got a little bit different feel than a hoe too when you run it. It's kind of like running a front shovel. You gotta remember, you're always pushing that head out to make your cut. It's not like you're dragging it towards you like a bucket on a hoe digging. But I'll tell you what, it sure beats using a chainsaw because, like right here, you can see all these vines. If I had to use a chainsaw, I'd have to crawl down there in all them vines and try to cut that wrong direction. Vines are just nasty. I'm not sure what they are. I think they're like a wild grapevine or something, but they're just nasty. And I'm highly allergic to poison ivy, so this works out great. I don't even have to get out the poison ivy. Now, there are big trees that I still have to hand cut, and I can't cut everything with this. I cut this little thing off this tree, so get that out of my way. These trees don't have to go, they can stay. After putting them new teeth on this thing, it makes a world of difference. It just zips right through the wood. Got some little ones right here we'll cut. Oh, there's a little stump hiding in there. We'll saw him off a little shorter. I'm going to have Dad's strength to come along with the excavator and kind of scoot this stuff around and tuck it down the side of the levee for me. It's easier for him to do it than it is for me. Alright, let's see if we can bunch two trees. We should be able to. Yep, we got two. If it'll pick them up. It's a little too far out when I try to pick them up. Pretty good sized trees. The hardwoods are quite a bit heavier than the pine trees and cedar trees that these are used to. So you got to be pretty close to yourself so you have the strength to pick them up. But usually it's not a problem. bunching head that's a blade type bunching head, because you have the ability to do a little mowing too. You can mow some of these briars off and crap. Where like a tree shear, you don't have that ability. It's about the width of a push mower, but it works. Oh, got it in the dirt. More viney crap. Alternate my grapples. I don't know if I'll be able to grab this while the vines. Oh, I got it. See, when I'm bunching, I'm using both my grapples. I have one little grapple that swings in and it grabs the wad of trees and holds it in the head. With that little one holding them, I can open my big two-prong grapple back up and I can grab another tree with it while the little one holds the other ones. Once I grab with the big grapple, I run the little grapple again. It flips out from behind that tree, comes back around and grabs it again so that it holds the wad of trees in the head while I use the big grapple again. And that's how you get the buncher part of it. That's why they call them feller bunchers, because they fell trees and they bunch them. Now we're getting into some storm damage stuff. Just going to take the side of the head and try to shove it off the side of the levee here a little bit. Get it out of my way. The nice thing about these heads is they're tough, so you can slide stuff out of your way. And on the front of the head, they've actually got serrated teeth that I can dig into stuff and push it out of my way, so I get a little traction on the front of the head. Now we're getting back into some trees we can cut. Grab this. Oh, that one's dead. I got it. It's all hollow and dead. There we go, them vines again. I see Dad's strength coming around the corner down there. He's gonna start cleaning up what little I dropped and what I couldn't move. The bigger trees, if they're like 36 inches in diameter and I can get to 3 sides of them, I can actually cut them. But I got to be able to get to the 3 sides so that I can work the head into the tree and make room for it to go in. That was a big old nasty tree that was all hollow. I got most of it. So down there where Dad's string's coming around the corner, I don't know if you can see him. Yeah, you can see him moving down there. I cut off a 36-inch tree, and I cut it all up for him with it laying on the ground after I got it down. So he's moving that out of the way to get it out of the way. Oops, that stump right there. Like I said, you can't grab everything perfect. We're going to go up high, cut this one off. That's a good sized tree, actually. Lay it down, get it out of the way. Get a little stuck there. And we'll come back and get the rest of the log. This is all from that storm that we had a couple weeks ago that destroyed all the corn in Iowa and stuff and all the grain bins. Part of that storm actually made it to here and it destroyed a lot of trees, a lot of the bigger cottonwoods that knocked the tops out of them and stuff. So a lot of this stuff that I'm clearing out of the way is just storm damage, because when we first come and looked at this project, that wasn't like that. It was an open path, and we were able to drive all the way down here with our Gator and Polaris Ranger. So a lot of that has fallen since that time. So in a way, Mother Nature's kind of helping me do a little clearing. I need to do something about the windshield in this thing. It's getting kind of, when the sun hits it, I don't know if it's like the Lexan starting to deteriorate from the UV rays, but it gets like a white look to it, and I can't see through it very good. Like right there, the sun's on it. It's kind of hard for me to see. That's why I like to always kind of work with the sun to my back, and I don't have to look through the windshield into the sun. Track back out of here. Try to grab some of this stuff and throw it out of my way. Some of this broken off storm damage. It's like working with a T-Rex with little short arms when it comes to just grabbing brush out of my way and moving it. It works though. Out of the way. You're probably looking at my tack and you're probably wondering why it don't work. Well, before we bought this machine, it was repowered, and they never hooked the tack back up, but they did put another hour meter in it that actually works. But one of these days, I'm gonna get a sending unit for that tack so that I can get it to work again. It would be nice to know the engine RPMs. The rest of all the gauges work. It just the engine RPMs don't show up. But it's no big deal. I can tell by ear how it's running. One more tree before we end the video. Got him. Mulberry. So anyways, if you like this episode of Dirt Grain Steel, give me a like and a subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one.